Hello there, Craig Bailey from Zen Solar, and in this video I'm going to walk you through the importance of credibility for growing your solar dealership. As you may know, we work with a number of solar dealers and installers around Australia, so that gives us insight into what's working, not only for dealers in different locations, but also for changes in the industry at large. And part of credibility is understanding these changes, what's working, what's not, understanding the challenges and also the opportunities. And then at the end, I'm going to give you a bit of a checklist for things to put in place. Now, we all know that it's getting more competitive in the market. There's seasonal changes as well as political influences. So at a state and federal level, there's different tariffs, rebates, incentives going on. Some get stopped quite suddenly, and then others are added, and that has key influences. However, one of the problems we have is that there's a lot of competitors coming in, possibly quite cheap competitors, overseas telemarketing with aggressive and sometimes scammy campaigns. There's even door knocking going on. So these are some screenshots from a Facebook group one of our team is involved in, and here's people just highlighting that there's people coming around door knocking trying to sell them solar. So it's got to the point where the industry is just very low quality, scammy, pushy and salesy. So in a market like that, how can you stand out? In fact, how can you educate your prospective clients, customers, how to avoid solar scams? It's such a problem that the CEC has written posts on this, alerting consumers. So it's very clear that credibility is important. You can get all your lead gen and all your marketing in place, but you're competing against people that may have lower quality products and certainly lower quality processes than you. So let's talk about how you can respond. And really the differentiator is credibility. So what is credibility and why is it so important? Well, let's think about the customer journey, and I'm going to touch on this for just a minute or so to remind you of why this is so important. And we actually have a whole blog post, and I have a whole separate video and training on this in why it's so important. So please check out that link. However, here it is in a snapshot. People go through a journey on their way to purchase, and you would relate to this. Think about anything you purchase, even a small priced item right through to a high ticket price item. Solar is obviously a high ticket price item for many people. So they start with research. They've heard about solar, maybe it's in the news, but they don't really know the topic. So they do research, they find out what their problem is. Usually it's my bills are too high. For some people it's I want to protect the environment. But usually it's around cost savings and return on investment. So they do some research, and then they look, what are my possible solutions? So this is where they're starting to look at different panels. They might not even know what an inverter is. They might be considering batteries, but they're looking for solutions to their problem. They actually haven't chosen a provider or a supplier yet. That comes next. They're just working out what are their options. And then they get to the decision mode. Who should I purchase from? Here's where it becomes important for credibility. And then after they purchase, they actually want to refer you, if they've had a good experience with you, to their friends. As we all know, getting recommendations from our peer group is so important. So if we think about that journey and people doing research, they're often looking for blog posts and ebooks. They're often responding to Facebook ads that comes up in their feed. Then they're considering, so they're looking at your site, FAQs, product. You might be seeing them email follow-ups. This is all part of lead gen and marketing. But here's the important thing. When it comes to deciding, that's when they're looking for testimonials and quotes. They're looking on social for recommendations, and they're responding to ads that talk about quality and looking after them. No one wants to buy a product and feel buyer's remorse that they made a mistake. They want to know that they're making the right decision, and then of course referring their friends. As I said, I covered this in detail in another video. Look out for that. But I just wanted to remind you of this because it's so important. In fact, we know that all these touches that people go through, and again, I've covered this in another video, there are multiple touches. People don't just suddenly decide one day to hop onto Solar Quotes and look for a dealer. They're doing a lot of research and being touched with multiple messages many times before they make the purchase. And in fact, there's a research study that Google's done about the number of touches people make just on buying consumer products. It's very high. And a McKinsey study found that often when closing deal, perhaps not in research, but in closing the deal, consumer-driven activities such as reviews and asking recommendations from friends is so important. So how can you take advantage of this? How can you improve your credibility? Well, here's 8 key items to put in place, and there's a checklist at the end with this as well. First is reviews and testimonials. Second is highlighting your installs. Third is using Instagram as a showcase. It might not drive leads, but it's often a credibility point. Your time in business. So if you've been around for a while, that's worth highlighting. And many dealers that we work with, they've been around for 10 years plus, and they're not promoting it on their site. And if you're in the industry, you know that hundreds, perhaps more each year go bust because they're low quality, scammy solar dealers. If you've been around for a while, that's a key differentiator. Highlighting quality products and services. This is really important because your competition in the scammy end is pushing low quality products that really only targeting price. You need to be highlighting quality. Your site needs to be mobile friendly. It needs to be fast. We know now that if your site takes more than 3 seconds to load on mobile, most people just leave. And you need to be up to date on social channels. People often look at your social channels right at the end just to get confidence that you are in business. So if your social channels haven't been updated in the last year or so, it looks concerning. So let's dig into some of these. I'm not going to go through all of them in detail, but just highlight a few quick wins that you can make. Here's an example of a solar dealer in Melbourne. Look how many reviews they've got. This is on organic, a Google search, 52 reviews. That's a high credibility rating. So first of all, get your Google My Business listing up to date. Ask your clients to give you reviews. We've got a blog post on this on the Zen Solar site on how to ask your clients to give you reviews. Very important. There's a credibility piece right there. Look here, they actually aren't even on your site. They're just searching Google. And if they saw 1 or 2 reviews and low stars, you've lost. So before they've maybe even made it to your site, or perhaps they were recommended by a friend and they just searched for your name in Google, if there's not a high credibility, then you've lost. So all the marketing you do, it's almost defeated by not having credible reviews. Here's another site. They've got 51 reviews at the moment on Facebook. Very high, strong credibility signal. So that's another example of why social can work for you. So not only is social driving you leads, but it also giving you credibility. And in fact, for some people, just the credibility piece is important. What's if they've come from Solar Quotes or 3 Quotes or another quoting site? They haven't even responded to your marketing, but they've seen you on another site. Unless you've got these credibility items in place, then you're at a disadvantage. Of course, highlighting your work on your site. This is some other solar dealer sites around Australia. Highlighting quality work is important. We mentioned Instagram. It's like a showcase. People will find you. They'll check you out on Instagram just to get a sense that you're actually a valid business and doing good work. So these are all important items for you. So just quickly, pulling those all together. Your action items for increasing credibility. Ask customers for reviews on Google. Use Instagram for showcasing your site. Highlight your installs, image and video. So images are good, but just videos, and they don't have to be high quality videos, by the way. They can be on your phone, just taking a quick video of a recent install, highlighting a few things. So you might highlight, for example, here's the panels. Look how beautifully they've been installed. Look at the wiring, how carefully we've put effort into hiding this. Look at where the inverter is placed. It's in the shade, it's out of stirrings. Highlighting key parts of your business and how you provide quality and look after your clients. Your time in business, you might be highlighting warranties. The fact that the products you use are high quality and have warranties to look after customers for many years to come. As we said, mobile friendly and a fast site. So hope that's useful. If you'd like to chat and get a few more ideas, please get in contact with us or leave a comment under this video and we'd be happy to discuss with you further. Thanks for watching.